DM ya.
He just stepped out, maybe looking for another peek. He's feeling confident, Satoshi. So he's not afraid to take any fights, no matter the number of players on the opponent's side, on the site. And once again, it's going to be Rare Adam taking another timeout here. 2 in the same half to just kind of try and stop the bleeding as much as possible. They do have a good ultimate economy right now, Asarai. They've got 4 ults, and I think they're 1 orb away from the 5th as well. So this should be around where they kind of focus around those ultimate economy to try and, you know, make Global Esports feel uncomfortable, especially on that mid-region, because Global Esports have been finding that mid-region, you know, pretty convincingly so far. And Rare Adam, no real footprint to, you know, establish any sort of control in terms of real estate.
So I'm not sure how correct
My
this
bad.
next thing I'm gonna say is, but I feel like even though they do have like 4 out of their 5 ultimates available right now, right? It doesn't feel like it's the strongest to use for retake, especially when again they can again the post-ban setups for Global Esports have been very strong. I think the biggest one would probably be KO, and if they can have UAO's lockdown available, that's going to be quite huge. But without the lockdown, it's going to be, I feel, quite difficult considering what the previous rounds have kind of showed us. But again, as well with the weaker weapons, so this might not be the hottest of things. Maybe if Minato is going to go nuclear with the jet blades, it could be something different. But again, not yet too hopeful for Rare Adam, at least in this round, especially with the weaker buy.
Yeah, they've already triggered one of their ultimates as knives have been put in. The updraft's already been deployed though, so he's not going to have that. He's not going to have any verticality in this round if at all he needs, you know, in an actual situation. He was expecting that B push. And look at Global Esports' discipline. They knew that, you know, Rare Adam might try something different this round because they've got 4 different ultimates. And I'm just you know, looking at the fact that maybe they're letting this round go by Rare Adam in the hopes that they can build up that, you know, Killjoy ultimate so that the lockdown can be worked upon on retake. But their biggest win condition in that kind of situation is going to be to take out Crystal, because his Hunter's Fury is just going to nullify that, you know, buildup of a lockdown to practically nothing.
Yeah, this is rough for Minato. He's already expended the tailwind as well as the updraft just to maybe get that contact. So he's going for the hero plays right now. But Global Esports, they're not giving him any satisfaction, man. They're just like, yeah, we're just going to play our methodical, slow approach this round and then explode. But then during that process, he's kind of used all of his, you know, safety ability. So now it's all about the big contacts here for Minato if he can make it happen.
Oh, look at that ultimate. They've spotted. They know there's multiple backside. He spots one, but he's not going to be ready for it. Crystal does get a trade, though. And this is going to be a brawl here. They're ready for it. One goes down. Zay does get another player down, but that's going to be it. It's a 3 versus 2. The knives still active, by the way, for Minato. Midnight's got his ultimate as well. If they decide to go for this, 1 kill is necessary, but that stun, again, it's those deadlock stuns, man. They're so annoying to play against, especially when you're trying to enter a site like this. Because how often are you going to think about, okay, I need to walk around these, you know, avenues to make sure that I don't, you know, step into a stun and get caught? It's not that often, especially because those deadlock stuns almost instantaneously catch you if you're right next to it in, you know, just the slightest of vicinity.
Yeah, it's such a hard place to be in right now for Rare Adam. Again, their linchpin that should be
YouTube se better quality hai na isme.
Kill. Now he's picked up the operator to see if he can make this work. Oh, this is going to be the thing to watch out for. Patrick and Minato, 1 versus 1. But, oh, sorry,
wow.
Under Yokam, and he hits the shot. Ouch. Yeah. That's gotta be wrong. That's an operator out of the equation already.
Yeah.
He loses mid control as well here for well, the rest of Rare Adam. So they have to re-encapsulate with Midnight slowly creeping in, but there's like 3 players already. Peeks this out, he might actually just go down.
Trade from Midnight as he runs away instantly. He is on 20 HP, so he cannot afford to fight anymore. The up's been spotted again, though. Zay's got pretty much control of the entire B site in his hands. Unless, of course, he thought that Global Esports are going to try and tread towards their spawn. Not going to be the case. It's going to be towards short. Satoshi has an up himself. Out goes the updraft and the Paranoia as well. Another all committed here. Zay's gonna try and slow them down. He does get the tag onto Patrick, and Patrick's gone. As it's up to Poppy now to maybe try and open things up for Main. He's been hurt though. And Satoshi holding a pretty great angle. Not ready for the close-up from short though. At Midnight, doing his level best to just kind of stay alive here on 20 HP. Crystal needs to check this. He's going completely undetected here. We might get away with it. Nah, Poppy more than ready for it. And it's left Zay alone with that Odin. And he's probably going to pop out of that smoke in just about a second. But Global Esports already repositioning together on Heaven. There's no way he's going to expect this, and it's over. 8-1. Yeah. And the absolute dominance from Global Esports has been immaculate, barring a couple of decent moments from Rare Adam. Nothing solid, though, from them.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's just, again, the just hollering back to what Juvenile said about just being able to just do whatever you want to do and ask forgiveness later about it. And I think right now, Global Esports, they're doing everything, and if they win this first map, they're not going to ask any forgiveness from Juvenile because it is looking so dominant right now, Universe. I think the biggest thing that we have to also watch out for here is just, I think just how good the flush out of each of these contacts has been for Global Esports. Every contact that they've kind of seen, they kind of get it. Sure, there's going to be, you know, some collaterals here and there, but it's not enough that it really ruins the game plan overall for Global here. Absolutely.
That contact burst play and also the fact that they have no flashes is not at all affecting them, is it? They're playing absolutely perfect, even though they're not having to push people off of, you know, these corners that they might be peeking upon. But Rare Adam, they're actually not holding any of these angles. They're getting almost scared to fight Global Esports at times. A flash comes in from them to set up Zay, but Uratan's far away from that. A is currently the call, and Rare Adam already on the rotation here. The wall's gonna take out Garden from the equation, but it's gonna be Patrick to entry in. He's got one on Heaven, and Satoshi just shuts him right down as Crystal enters, and up close, he's gonna try and keep the control of the line.
I gotta say, Satoshi's been such a huge momentum swing for Rare Adam, even though it's not the... It hasn't really swung in him around fairway. Maybe he gets a chance here, but yeah, that's just great isolation from the rest of Global Esports right now. Minano's gonna have to go nuclear as he goes back into the cover of the cloud. Out by Urutan and Crystal, that's gonna be down for him. 9-1 as Global Esports keep this tempo, this momentum, this just domination of Rare Adam rolling.
You know, I genuinely couldn't care if, you know, Patrick died every single round, even from now, because his work as the fact that he's entering into the site the way he is, that smoke and the dash in, and then he's alive for 2, maybe 3 more seconds, and that's more than enough for his team to kind of flush in at right behind him. The fact that he's staying alive for those 2 seconds is giving Global Esports everything they need to trade him off instantly the minute he finds that little gap of space in the site. Because the attention he grabs, and of course, on top of that, the bullets that he's going to spray just instantly makes 2 people look towards his general direction. And he's genuinely doing great work, even though he's at the bottom of the scoreboard.
Oh, this is going to be rough. It is going to just be the one player holding once again. Midnight.
Oh, here we go again. Here we go again.
Oh, no. No one's going to be able to save him, man. And Satoshi's already got an A main. This means A site completely Global Esports is to just pick up.
Spike planted.
Interesting place for a lockdown. You actually could spam it down. I'm not sure, but Global Esports keen on fighting this. They know one's stuck on the left. They're trying to spam him out of that little space, but they're not going to be able to. They're going to just restrict themselves to main, but they've got an open side of line, and this almost maybe didn't work at all because they've got no smokes there, and it's just going to be a massacre on Heaven for Rare Adam. Questionable ult at that, but they had to commit it because they had no Garden control. A-Shard was completely open, and they were forced to put it down on Heaven. But unfortunately, on the flip side of it, Global Esports were completely ready for the fact that they can just sit 3 players down in A main and have a firing squad ready for whatever Rare Adam throws at them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The biggest thing about that is if they didn't plant or if they didn't set the lockdown on that, you know, default garden spot, right? They don't. A main does not get hit as well by the lockdown. So there's even more incentive right now for Global Esports to just hold A main because, as you mentioned, there's no smoke, so they're just gonna get pushed or they're just gonna hold the angle. If they start, you know, peeking out, it's going to be more of a raw aim duel, and then, you know, Global Esports is just in a better spot to kind of just deal with that.
Yeah. Extreme fight towards mid-region right now. They spotted 2. There comes the grenade, but it's going to be Yokan who just swings out wide and takes out his counterpart. And he knows one more towards market. But they're going to let him live for now. They're just waiting for the, you know, any sort of backup to come in from their spawn region, but nothing of that sort. Rare Adam not moving an inch from where the rest of the players are. They've just left Zay in towards market to fend off for himself as Global Esports now wait for Rare Adam to make their move. A good paranoia. Not going to give too much to Zay, though, as Midnight goes out towards short, gives up his life, and it's just fragmented how Rare Adam are getting picked off. One by one, peeking out in angles that they're giving voluntary fights to Global Esports where they're outnumbered. Mistakes, it's kind of just become desperate at this point, isn't it?
Exactly where you are. 30 seconds left.
It really has been, and Satoshi's just already spotted. Now they're just going for the kill. Poppy, he wants to look for that man. He cannot. Satoshi, great reposition though, so he might be able to at least clean up a couple of pad the stats. Able to get 2 kills, but that's going to be that for this first half. 11-1 in Global Esports. Incredible performance against Rare Adam here.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Satoshi's been the only shining light in a rather dull Rare Adam who've been just kind of struggling to keep the pace up with Global Esports. Even at times when Global Esports kind of slow down, play on that contact burst, they've just not been able to reposition to right angles where they're supporting each other, getting the trades. Because number one problem right now for Rare Adam is the fact that the trades are almost non-existent.
Yeah. And when you're getting pressed this much by Global Esports, that's all about the trades, right? They've been just kind of approaching these contact points with like 3 to 4 members at any given moment. It's so difficult to be in that spot as Rare Adam, if you only have like 1 player on contact. Now it's just going to be full blast on mid. We'll see how this goes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean,
so
I'm
that's
just saying words right now as it's just Global Esports, man, taking all the kills.
Okay. The classic was supposed to be slightly inaccurate, but of course the free weapon still takes away 2 there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. How do you feel about that change? Are you a classic abuser, or do you always get abused by one?
Both. I do like the classic a lot more than the ghost. The thing is, it's not as effective as the ghost, sure, but you on pistol rounds, you get yourself a shield, you get yourself some better, more utility if possible, right? And if you just kind of hold your position for a little bit, it's accurate enough. Not at it has good damage, but don't try to shoot at it in far range against someone that has a ghost or a sheriff. You're definitely gonna lose. But
yeah,
if you play around it, it's a great weapon, and again, it's free.
Yeah, of course, it is indeed free. Where Adam, of course, with a desperate final buy here, it is match point, and they could be looking at a 13-1 loss in their first map of face-off, which of course is not a great statement going into the second map, but it is going to be their pick. Of course, we're heading to split after this, so who knows what could change there. For the moment, playing a bit of a default here as it seems they've just kind of split up between mid and A mostly. And they're just kind of retreating back from A now after giving a bit of initial contact, waiting for Global Esports to do something. Maybe the attack right now is heading towards B, where they've got Patrick and Eurochan waiting for them.
Well, one.
Okay. They're setting up everything right now. Good timing on the recon guard before he does get hit by the blade as well. Before he gets hit by the KO blade, right? Midnight's taking some brunt of damage already. Mid is exposed, but I think this is a trap that Global Esports do want to play in. They do have Yudotan as well as Yokam this year, or rather Patrick is holding the angle with with all of this Spectres, and this is just going to be a wipeout. Only one player remaining, and he's stuck all the way in mid.
Yeah, too far, too fragmented, and just too less of everything almost at this point. Where Adam, they're not going to be feeling good about this at all. You can see a couple of smiles there, but you know, just to give them a little credit as well, ladies and gentlemen, this team as well is almost just as new as Global Esports is. You know, they've lost their Ascension second place team. They went to the final. They went to the final with them back then, and they just couldn't make it all the way through. And on the back end of that, Midnight's the only one to survive that entire roster. He's the only one who's there right now, and the rest of them are still settling in, finding their way. So having a difficult time, just like how we did yesterday on Haven. But yeah, I hope that cat sitting right there can give them a little bit of joy. Maybe just a couple of cuddles would help them right now. Yeah, there's a cat on the chair on the left side where the.
Okay,
क्या
I thought that
खेलिए
was a
जी
fluffy pillow.
No,
ऐसे
no,
खेलिए जी
that's a cat.
क्या
Okay.
ही
I
खेलिए
apologize. I gotta say though,
भाई what the fuck
it
bro
was a very
ये
dominant
खेलेंगे
performance
तो
from
भाई
Global Esports. I gotta give credit where credit
easy
is due. Rare Adam, Satoshi,
easy VCT guys
absolute
easy VCT
menace against Global Esports. There were some rounds that I thought Global was gonna lose, like 2 to 3 rounds in the first half because of just how well Satoshi was anchoring that site by himself. And again, the stats do show with the 12 to 14 and the 275 ACS to his name.
Yeah. Well, he's been pretty great himself. I think by a clear shot, the MVP is of course the IGO Kelly S. He's been incredible with those annihilations. Every single one he's hit has connected,
भाई
by the
मुझे
way,
लगा कि
and for
एसेंट
sure
बैन
has
कर रहे
gotten
हैं
him a
ये
free
लोग
kill. So
एसेंट पे
it's been
थोड़ी दिक्कत
incredible how they've been able to read where the positions of
आज
these players are. And it's almost like they're setting
it was
up these
fucking
guys,
good
their opponents into these gaps where Kelly can just shoot that, laser beam through the sky and find a great kill, right? So we're gonna
Yeah.
have a lot of this. Maybe looking forward to, in the upcoming games. Maybe we see another Ascent tomorrow, day after, unless the other team that comes on starts to ban Ascent. You never know, because this was a great showing from Global Esports.
Yeah, absolutely has been. I gotta say as well, as a follow up here, I was a little bit apprehensive with the double sentinel at the very start, but with how well I think the other pieces of Global Esports was able to play in the first half, it felt like again it just complemented what was already there for Global Esports.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just really glad that we played a lot more like a team today. And who better to tell us about this than the coach himself, Juvie. I'm pretty sure you've got a big wide smile on your face right now, and I would love to see. I'm pretty sure the fans would love to see it. Tell me, what was the idea behind this Ascent comp?
Yeah, this is actually the comp we ran with Lev. We cooked up, me and Adapata cooked up for Lev. Let's be honest, we stole it from Tier
fucking
2 NA
good
team. There was a Tier 2 NA team that was running this comp, doing really well in Tier 2, and so we stole it and, made it our own. I've made a few changes. We ran Omen before, now we're running Astra instead. And I feel like that makes a big difference for the comp too. I think it makes the defaulting a little bit easier. Astra's able to play, A main pretty passively, and it's been good. It's a really good comp. Yeah, it's really strong. We have a team who beat it pretty badly, running a different comp, but against meta, this comp pretty much destroys.
Yeah, can I ask at least which kind of counter it does to the meta comp on Ascent? Does it hurt the KJ a lot more, or I'm just kind of curious, what was the thought process, with this to counter stuff, if it's okay to ask?
No, the whole point of the comp to you just deny information. Like, we have all of B main, we have all of A main, we have all of mid. They have no information, and at that point, you basically just walk contact. At this point, walk up, because at this point they're forced to start peeking with their bodies. Now they got to jump spot. Now they got to swing. They got to do something because they have no information on what's going on around the map, and it's just denies information, and it makes it really easy to play. It's a super simple, easy comp to play. Not much to it.
There was, of course, a phrase that you mentioned, when we were talking about that flashes are overrated, right? And you showed that, in this, comp, clearly no flash. The Omen also would be the only one, if at all you were playing, that would have given you the one little, paranoia that could set up stuff. But you went completely off the flash, trajectory. What's the idea behind that? Tell me a little bit about what your thought process of having no flashes, to set up your duelist, or maybe something around that, works. How has this been successful?
Yeah, I mean, flashes are great when you're executing and when you're retaking. Those are the two things you never want to do with this comp. You never want to execute, you never want to get into retake situations. Because if you're in a retake situation, you just don't have the util. You don't have the util to execute well. You can really only execute when you have ults with this comp. So it's just, yeah, like I said, flashes are overrated. I don't know. That's really all there is to it, man.
Yeah, for sure, because it felt like the flashes that Rare was kind of setting up against you felt not as effective. The one thing that me and Universe were kind of discussing while the game was happening was Satoshi was kind of the one player from Rare Adam that was giving trouble to Global Esports. Can I ask just, did you give any words to GE during this time, to kind of just face against Satoshi, or were they just kind of discussing on how themselves and how to kind of deal with Satoshi here?
No, I mean, he obviously had that one round, that 1-3K when he was near Jin, and honestly, that was more of a fuck up on our end. Mark or Yokum or Patrick Who or Patrick Y for this point, one way to our own team into him. So there's just a little mistake. I mean, he obviously played well, but it's tough to play well when you lose 13-1. Nobody's gonna have a good score,
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, you've got Split coming up, and I feel like a little bit of a redemption, maybe, you're crawling up your nerves right now. Any thoughts about what you might expect from Rare Atom on this map? Because, of course, this is their map pick.
I assume stop seeing us lose to Naus on Split. I think they're just gonna run double duelist. And if they run double duelist, I feel like we made the changes. Like I said, we didn't lose because of the comp. You guys can go back and watch my VOD from yesterday. I did a VOD review of us playing Split yesterday, and then we didn't lose because of the comp. There's tons of a bajillion other mistakes that happened that add up to a loss, right? And so today is just clean up those mistakes, be more proactive and less passive, and I think we'll be fine.
All right. Well, Juvie, thank you so much. A great first game for today. Hopefully, it's going to be continuing on the next as well. All the best for Split. We'll see you at the end of it.
Hashtag GE winning, boys.
GE winning indeed. We'll find out how far that can go. Yeah, we'll find out. He's here to change that hashtag. We're GE fighting until last year. Now he's like, nah, it is going to be GE winning. And well, I'm glad. It's time about, Global Esports, we start winning, and we're going to see hopefully that on Split as well. But Adam, I'm not going to count them out just yet. Split is a really tricky map with them as far as I've seen in the previous, tournament that they played. They do play double duelist, but they've kind of shifted around it a little bit. Like I said, they can play multiple comps. So maybe throwing a curveball here, seeing what Global Esports already played yesterday, they could adjust to that and give them more trouble than they did on Ascent.
Yeah, I will say though as well, there is a lot more variance to Split than there is to Ascent in terms of rotation and whatnot.
Absolutely.
So there could be a part where, the map control for Global Esports might shift a little bit compared to what we saw in Ascent. But again, depending on how a Rare Atom goes about this, we'll just have to see how this kind of unravels. Again, Juvenile was mentioning that double duelist could pop out here, and that could spell a little bit more difficulty, because I think the biggest problem for Rare Atom on Ascent was they didn't really had enough, I think, players willing to really peek and be safe. Sure, they had that part with Minato, but they burned his utility quite quickly. Imagine if there was a Yoru in this time, or a Raze that's adding up a little bit more control around the map. Maybe that's going to help out Rare Atom. But again, it's still to be seen what they actually pick up and bring here onto Split.
Yeah, I think, a little bit more of a setup buddy system for Rare Atom would really help them. Trades were the number one problem for them, because they were getting caught out in places where nobody in any part of the map could actually help them out, because you could see Minato sticking along with Midnight at times where, he could set him up with flashes, but Minato was never in a position to take a fight convincingly enough where the flash points could help him out in that case. But now I think things are going to change. Of course, we might end up seeing a breach as well from their end. A lot of different things that could be expected. I'm completely unsure about what Rare Atom are going to be bringing into this particular version of Split against Global Esports, because we've seen Global Esports do run and love that Neon, and the Sova as well. They play that Sova on Split, which of course is an anomaly. You don't really see that agent, but Crystal has got a good impact. We saw it yesterday as well. What do you feel about that Neon Split comp with the Sova?
Honestly, I actually do like it a lot. It's because at least the Neon, because of how many smokes setups you have with the controller, they do play that Viper Astra, so there's a lot of not being able to see through that, obviously, and then you have the fast lane with the Neon. Having one well-placed recon dart can at least give Patrick that bit of clarity to kind of focus his efforts on, right? Because there's so many things you have to clear out on A side, B side, mid lane, on Split, so that kind of helps it out a little bit. The only problem I think right now, if you're going to be playing with Sova on Split, is the same thing that we've been having issues with on Sova and Split, is that it takes too long to kind of set up, and you're kind of bursting in as Patrick, so they have to find excuse me, they have to find that fine line of being able to set up while he's about to just kind of rush right in. So definitely something you just kind of watch out for here as Global Esports, because again, that change of tempo between these two players can definitely be a problem.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to find out what Rare Adam have got in store for us, ladies and gentlemen. The Agent Select coming up right now, as we're going to see Global Esports stick to their usual. And yep, Midnight's going to be taking on the Big Bad Breach there.
Oh,
We've got
double
Minato
duel
and
is
Razor
Let's
Yoru coming
go.
in. So they're going to be doing the exact same thing that they did
कोई
in their
double duelist
previous
split पे
game
G
in
वाली
the
comp
Chinese tournament that they played.
पर they वो
Satoshi's going to
breach
continue on the Omen. And it's a pretty aggressive comp here for Rare Adam. That's right. I don't expect them to kind of play as slow as they did on Ascent.
Let's go chat
Of course,
easy है chat
because
जो
they
भी नया
need
like कर
confidence
देना
right now, and I think it needs to start with the pistol itself. And given the fact
टेक्निकल
that
इशू
they're
की वजह
starting
से
off on
ऑफ
what is
स्ट्रीम हो गए थे
considered to be
कुछ देर के लिए
historically the slightly more weaker
so
side
we are
of
back
Split,
with
they
the
will
watch
need at
party.
least 4, maybe 5 rounds before going into this, second half.
Yeah, fair enough, right? But there is a lot of stopping power right now for Global Esports. They got Kelly S is playing on the Viper, and I think there was some discussion yesterday about people just saying, "Oh, Viper, that's kind of interesting." But I think it's very strong as well. And again, imagine the wall just being able to be placed even before your Astra ultimate is there, so you have something to separate. Pushing into a site, it's safety for yourself. So I really do like this one. It also stops maybe the approach of what comes after the raise, because you place the snake bite on certain good locations, especially with the gravity well. There's a lot of combinations here that can really mess up Rare Adam if they're not careful, or if they're not able to, kind of bob and weave through all of that utility.
Yeah, well, here they go once again. They're going in towards ramps. Kelly gonna hold them off, but look at how quickly Minato's come in from the mid-region, supported by Satoshi, and now it's Yutatan alone on site to try and defend this for as long as he can. Gone down to 22 already. Nade's gonna push him off his angle as well, and he's got no chance of surviving here. And already,
What
pedal
the
to
fuck?
the metal, it seems, for Rare Adam. Of course, with this comp, you would expect this, and now they're ready to go in all the way towards their spawn. One gun, but that's all he's gonna get. Satoshi gets taken out as well.
1v2,
1v2,
Papi can
and of
do
course,
it.
who better than the clutch master himself, Papi. He's gotten multiple of these clutches in his hands. The win rate is pretty high, but it's all about the crossfire that he needs to break. But Zay takes him out from under heaven, and that's gonna be Rare Adam's first round on Split.
Yeah, that was very messy for both teams. I think that that exchange of flashes was just enough so that Minato and that mid push coming in from Rare Adam was enough to kind of just pinch in. You saw how, I think, confused Global Esports was in that context. They really wanted to hold the top of ramp, and unfortunately didn't really have time to retreat back into regress back into their own part of the A site. So that was just a really big hit. Now kind of just checking the map right now. This is going to be a push from Rare Adam, and no one's home. B side just completely abandoned.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty easy for them to plant down. But Global Esports, yesterday and even the day before, they've actually been pretty good on these eco rounds. So even though they stack the other site, most usually they're able to actually dish out really good damage, and even in some, half the cases actually win these rounds because they're not too pressured by the time of the spike as it keeps ticking down. So we're gonna see how exactly they're gonna approach this. 4 right now on the flank, as Crystal's just gonna hold on towards mid to see if anybody's overextending from the side of Rare Adam. Because the minute they've seen this tripwire get triggered, I think that they're gonna start moving in more towards Global Esports' territory of spawn. And there it is, Midnight keeping his aftershock ready. Stun comes in. It's gonna be Patrick who has to give up his life, but the rest of the team can pretty easily just die to the spike here, except for maybe dropping a couple of weapons. They will drop one Vandal, and that's gonna be not retrieved by anybody from this side.
Wait,
Crystal, though, he does pick up the Vandal, but no, he goes down at the very last second. Midnight just says, nope, you're not getting away with anything. And that's just plain unlucky, man.
Yeah, that's a great time from Rare Adam. They definitely wanted to definitely have a cleaner start here compared to that.
जी वैसे भी 1 पॉइंट के लीड में है.
That we saw I actually
और
thought
split
Crystal
कल भी
forgot
थोड़ा
to,
सा
take the L on that,
जी की तरफ से
explosion from
कमजोर
the
लगा
spike,
था.
but he was trying to save
डबल
the,
ड्यूलिस्ट की
Vandals
वजह
you
से
were
एक
mentioning.
इजी कंट्रोल हो
Yep.
जाता है.
Oh, this is interesting. Oh, okay, never mind. He bumps his head on the ceiling. Okay, it's all good. We're
इट्स
done.
गुड.
No more,
आज
aggressive
देखना
fighting
होगा
for
क्योंकि
now.
कल
Yeah.
कोच ने कहा है
Aggressive.
कि वो
Give them a little bit of initial contact sound and have gotten away from there, and also a fake TP towards A. They've triggered the fake out as well, just to make sure that Yurotan is gonna keep himself busy there alongside Patrick. But Global Esports, look at
नमस्कार
this. They're gonna
थोड़ा
go for that
हाय यू
re-clearance
ऋषि
towards B
भाई
main as a
गुड
3
मॉर्निंग
stack,
क्या हाल है
and this
ऋषि
might
भाई.
actually be really good information from them because
मैं मस्त हूँ.
there's
स्ट्रीम
nobody from
स्टार्ट
Rare
करी
Adam
थी,
except
अच्छी स्टार्ट
for
हुई थी स्ट्रीम बट
Duo, and he is gonna expect
लाइट
them to
इशू
push
की
in.
वजह
He's
से
holding
और
it. He's
स्ट्रीम हो
confident
गया,
to come back
दोबारा
here.
स्ट्रीम
One
स्टार्ट करी
flash
है.
could actually kind of turn things around, and maybe he's holding it for a little too
Nice
long
one.
as they swing out and find the spike as well. Satoshi is here, a deep start, smokes it off, and that's Global Esports in control of the win condition of this round for Rare Adam.
लेट्स गो.
This
They
is
got the
bad.
spike.
Satoshi had the ultimate from the shadows. Maybe
हाँ
he could
ऋषि
have
भाई,
picked it
पर यार
up
कभी
and,
कभार अच्छी
you know,
स्ट्रीम
rotated
स्टार्ट
all the
होती
way
है
to
ना,
the A site, but
मोटिवेशन
this is
रहता
not
है.
looking too
और
good. They could potentially just
समझ
retake
सकते हो.
this completely as they're coming from
Same
that
है
wraparound
ऋषि
on
भाई.
B, right? But the problem
मैं
with
लेग
that is
पे
it's
ज़्यादा
5
प्रेशर
versus
नहीं दे
2,
सकता.
and
इट्स हर्टिंग मी
if they
बट
show themselves, Kelly S is going to spot them. That's going to call
बट
back
चल
one of
रहा
these
हूँ,
players, and
वो
there's
अच्छा
not
है.
really enough time. So maybe just save the
10
weapons,
seconds left.
live to fight for another round. But they're wanting this blood here, Universe, and they're trying to at least take some bodies away from Global Esports. There's
Let's
just
go.
no time left, though.
Let them
Yeah,
save.
maybe just picking up that Vandal is going to be the best decision, or the Phantom, whatever is dropped down there. Crystal's just going to
और
hold this
बताओ
angle.
ऋषि
Now,
भाई,
of
how's
course,
the
good
project going?
good discipline. No more lives lost for Global Esports except for the Viper, and that is what they needed. That re-clearance from Global, though, really good stuff, and they've been doing this, in their previous games as well.
Don't take.
When a team kind of, aggresses
नहीं ऋषि भाई,
a
मैं
certain
नहीं
part of
लेता.
the map, they're just gonna
मैं दर्द
wait
सहन
for
कर
them
लेता
to
हूँ,
kind of
पेन
stop
किलर्स
making
नहीं
their
लेता.
noise, and then they go as a 3 or as at least a 4 to make sure that
कभी
they
नहीं,
find map
कभी नहीं.
control back again. So Global Esports' major gameplay, like
यार जो भी ना make sure like this
Juvenal's
stream.
mentioned, has been contact burst, right? He's been really stressing upon getting map control on just pure contact, and it's been working for them so far.
भाई क्या एंट्री ले रहे हैं भाई ये
again,
लोग.
when you're a lot more proactive, you see where your opponent wants to play. It gives you ideas or good information on how to kind of adjust, on how to approach things as the round progresses. So it's a very good way of approaching this. Of course, the only problem is if you're not good
Nice
at dueling,
one,
you
Papi.
will fall down. But Global Esports, as you saw, they're pretty good on that, man. They're pretty good on that.
I'm
on that
back
level.
back home
They've
waiting for
lost
second
smokes now,
schedule.
and of course they're playing the
Oh,
only
nice one,
one
Rishabh.
smoker comp here. So the Omen's gone, which means it's going to be really difficult for them to
Oh
actually
भाई
get into
क्या
the
टाइमिंग
sites.
होने
Unless, of
वाली
course,
है.
a split push, which is going to be coming in from B Heaven. Kelly, Crystal, both available here, but there's a showstopper to try to maybe ease things up. It's not
Nice
going to
one.
work though, as it connects to nobody. But the guys from main actually just get in and find the
2v2.
trades. It's perfect movement from Rare Adam to actually cause chaos on side, and even the Global Esports found the trades. It's come down to a
Waiting for
2v2.
Cypher.
UAO gonna put in a cam
That's
just to
cool.
check anybody's up close, nobody around that smoke, and it's gonna be up to Yurotan now to maybe find some information.
ऋषि भाई आजकल
Just gonna
खेल
go
रहे हो या
down
नहीं
under
खेल
heaven.
रहे?
Both these players of RA playing on the back of sight. They've seen the stun, they've heard him, they know that at least one's here. The wall's gonna help him out. He swings
Oh,
at it, what a
oh,
shot
oh,
from
oh.
Patrick. Oh my god, the readjustment, and this agent is
भाई क्या
absolutely
शॉट थे
nuts.
पैट्रिक.
Salamat, thanks.
First of all, that was a godly play from Patrick. And secondly, we're getting a neon nerf in the next couple of patches. So please, my god. That was sick though. Let's look at this replay real quick.
Crazy.
Oh, that
man.
readjustment
भाई
on
क्या
the spray,
crosshair
the
adjustment है?
first
I played
accuracy
2 and lost
contact
2.
after
ऋषि
the
भाई
slide is just brutal. But
Yeah.
I was about to say, he did have the stun, which I really liked. He used it in a very good spot to clear out the back of pillar. So as soon as he didn't see anyone kind of retreating from that, immediately knows that it's going to be either B main, but of course it's going to be probably back of B side, especially where the spike was planted. So just really good approach and retake there from Patrick and teammate.
कब खेले ऋषि भाई आज मॉर्निंग?
Oh, here they go once again. Similar pathing as they've taken that B heaven control convincingly. Right, Adam.
हाँ तुम एक चीज नोटिस कर रहे हो चैट कितनी जल्दी मिड कंट्रोल ले रहे हैं दोनों डुएलिस्ट. बाकी 3 मेन आ रहे हैं.
As they are on an eco right now, RA. And they spotted one Vandal, so they know there is at least one rifle on this squad right now. And Kelly is very keen to challenge it. And it's a good challenge, but Minato on the back of a cosmetic stun is able to take down the Viper. And he survived by just 3 HP. The decision right now would be good for him to, pass over that weapon to the Euro, and he loses it, and they've lost that Vandal that could have helped them win the round.
Nice
1-for-1 trades coming in, where Adam's still in this round at the moment, but it's going to be Patrick to try and
Nice
make them
one.
lose everything.
भाई क्या खेलता है नियॉन ब्रो?
Confidence on this
It's okay bro. Didn't he play
with that
this
Neon
one?
is
Great.
absolutely sky high.
Oh ऋषि भाई कोई ना.
Yeah. His name's Patrick. It's not Rick. If you get the
मैं 25 तारीख से बैक करूंगा अपने पुरानी फॉर्म में. 26 तारीख से 25 तारीख अभी तो मैं सेंसी फाइंड करने वाला हूँ. I'm going to find a new sensi for me.
Okay, sorry.
अरे यार टाइमिंग मिल जाती है इसे अगर चला जाता तो है ना. But good for G.
He's got the spike. If he gets the plant on this A site though, right? He will have rolling thunder. The only big problem is, yeah, there is the utility on the cipher already. They might not be able to spot out the. Okay, never mind. He's not gonna spot it. He needs to clear it out before he wants to play at the back of the site as well, or try to be a lot more proactive and start fighting it 2 versus 1 as soon as possible.
भाई नियॉन नर्फ होने के बाद भी ऐसा है. वेटिंग फॉर यू गेट बैक. ऋषि भाई कल आता हूँ मॉर्निंग. टेंशन ना लो, कल मॉर्निंग आता हूँ. बट मेरे को एक चीज़ बताओ, ये क्या है नियॉन नर्फ होने के बाद भी ऐसा है? आज अपडेट देखे तुमने ऋषि भाई? क्या अपडेट्स आए हैं?
How on earth, even if you kill him there, right? How are you going to readjust so quickly to take out Yuratan, who's ready for you? And that's exactly what happened in the retake of the previous round as well, right? In the back of sight. Patrick just swung out, and even if he had lost his life there, Yuta would have gotten both of them, pretty sure.
Yeah. The ability right now of Global Esports to just keep kind of cascading slowly.
अपडेट कैसा लगा ऋषि भाई? चैट जो भी ना make sure like this stream.
You don't think it's gonna happen has been such a big problem right now for Rare Adam, and unfortunately for Rare Adam here, it is showing a lot more. Again, they got a couple.
Oh wow! That is just amazing from Crystal.
They got
Instant
3.
ultimate, the Hunter's Fury is gonna catch 2.
राउंड स्टार्ट होती है 5 सेकंड के अंदर 3 बंदे डाउन. यू ब्रो स्पेशली दैट रीजन शील्ड. ऋषि भाई औसम है भाई वो शील्ड. इको राउंड्स में और क्या बोलते हैं फर्स्ट राउंड में बहुत काम आने वाली है. मुझे फैंटम बफ अच्छा लगा. बाकी देखते हैं मेरी न्यू सेंसी फाइंड होने में कितना टाइम लेती है और मेरे को कितने दिन में शूट आती है. आई एम गोइंग फॉर माय न्यू सेंसी. पुरानी सेंसी पे तो मैं कुछ नहीं खेलने वाला हूँ.
I don't want to guess. It probably is like confident plays right now, right? From Global Esports. Sure, it's a 3-2. They've only have that 1 round advantage, but it was a big turnaround swing, and they just said, you know what? If this doesn't work, we still have so much utility to kind of retake everything else. We have Patrick, who does have his overdrive up and running. So if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't.
Reach alta, it's good.
The Hunter's Fury play, but they have so much left in the tank with the 5 players still remaining as well. They've heard it all already. Midnight, he's got to have to set out like the godliest of angles with that Rolling Thunder of his, and Patrick just wants blood. He just wanted to chase that kill all the way on heaven.
Yeah. His team just called him back, told him, just hold on, we'll get you your kills, just get away. And the stun is amazing. The Rolling Thunder comes in though, it does save Satoshi. No, it won't. Too many players to mark upon.
भाई नियॉन को रोकना मुश्किल है ब्रो.
That's going to be number 4
can be ISO with that.
Team effort here. Really good stuff.
Patrick,
I think if he would have just slid out there, might have been more easier. That control at the last second to just tell him, hold on, don't go just yet. We're getting you in there. You can get the kills done. Was really important for him. And that's going to give Adam another reason for a timeout. Mickey is going to call it in. And it's not been easy. Both these maps, the start has been difficult for them. I thought that after the pistol and the follow-up, where Adam might actually get off to a good foot here, but clearly the coach is not comfortable.
Yeah, they're having a lot of trouble. Like you mentioned, those 2-round starts from Rare Adam looked incredible, but the problem is, again, there's that variance of pistol round.
Hello Rakshit bhai, what's up? क्या हाल है?
That the setup's already been
पहला मैच बहुत जल्दी खत्म हुआ. Disappointed from opponent team.
And it seems like
Rare
it hasn't been
atoms.
working out, even though we did see the double duelists come out, we haven't really seen the value of that really press up. Minato, the thing that he's just been doing is just throwing his double satchel at the very start, right? Trying to catch anybody that he can. But you're not really going to be able to do that. So maybe saving the satchels would be the better option. Raze hasn't been getting as much value with this Yoru as well. I think they wanted to try to
अभी पता है उन्हें कॉल क्या मिली है. मैं अभी प्रेडिक्ट कर देता हूँ तुम लोगों को. वो A हेवन फास्ट लेने वाले हैं और वो हेवन कमिट करके शायद वापस आ सकते हैं.
into a TP, being sure that there's someone at the back
देखा?
of it right on contact.
ये हेवन
So
फास्ट
they have
करा
to be reactive rather than proactive as Rare Adam, which is bad when you're
और
going to
देखो
be
बाकी
playing
टीम
on
वापस
the,
आ गई.
on
देखा?
the
वहाँ
attacking
पे
side.
सिर्फ रेस को छोड़ दिया.
There's a tripwire right across Minato here, but he's holding that angle, hoping that somebody maybe comes
Yeah.
to re-clear this little corner.
या अरे कौन सी
The
टीम
not
है?
interested
चाइना की
because
टीम है.
they do
Rare,
have three
rare
players
atom.
here, and all they need to do is play
To
on the back
try
of that trip.
to slowly walk cause
Is he actually
when
gonna
my
do this yet?
leg
Kelly is
broken I
gonna go for
want
the
to
re-clearance. He's gonna lose his life, and so will Unatan.
Neon
And
got
that's a
the
problem,
pick.
but there
Let's
is
go.
a trade-off for Yokam. It's a 1-for-2 though.
ऋषि भाई वही कर रहा हूँ.
And Crystal's gonna be overpowered as well. Poppy, all by his lonesome, has to try and hold his B site. One
Poppy
goes
got
down.
one.
He's got 3 more to shoot upon. Paranoia, Aftershock, everything coming his way, and people flanking him as well. But here comes the overdrive. He's gonna slide it.
Nice round, nice round.
And too many bodies to aim towards. 4 and 3. Where Adam just get away with a pretty great round here, all things
ऋषि
considered.
भाई वही कर रहा हूँ.
Yeah, definitely. That's what they definitely wanted to happen. That catch with the... Who was this that got the catch there? Yeah, it was Minato that was just holding on top ramp right there, just waiting for someone to actually.
ये देखो योरू रैम का ब्लैंड देगा. The fuck.
Work super well when
फिर से वही करने वाला है same.
If they can replicate this, that's gonna be huge. Raze though, where is this going? Oh, top ramp. Very excited to see how this setup works. Okay, no catch though. All right.
Yep. Somebody
What's a sick
close
setup though,
by.
I gotta say.
Yeah, I do like it. Oh, that recon's brilliant, but he's shooting the... Okay, never mind. He
मिल गया kill मिल गया.
readjusts. And of course, it has to be Crystal. Shooting through smokes is kind of his, you know, silver lining. And he usually does find those skills somehow. Spots another, and they know that this is aggressive towards A. And they're forcing them back where Adam at the moment. And Zay needs to try and find an opening. That does get spotted. He's going to go through it, and that's the spike. Dropped in an open position. They do have from the shadows to try and pick it up, but Satoshi's also been spotted at A. Where Adam really need to get back from here right now because this fight and this, you know, map control is really not in their favor.
आज सुबह नहीं है रक्षित भाई. आज बहुत नींद आ रही थी. मैं जिम जाने के बाद आके फिर
And they spotted. Oh, missed stun throw from Patrick. Could be bad.
It is
मैं सो गया. पता नहीं मेरी आँख लग गई. अराउंड मैं जिम से आया 7 बजे और मैं नहाया भी नहीं. आज आके मैं एकदम लेटा और मेरे को नींद आ गई.
Finds both of them and he's done enough for his team. And that was all he needed. The timing of
होने
that
के बाद
jump
मेरी
towards
आँख खुली है
Abraham
11:30
was
बजे के अराउंड.
perfect because he just caught them off guard. And it's not enough. Yeah, he can go there, but Kelly's just waiting for him. Yep, he's gonna come out. Kelly! No, Kelly!
केली ने क्या करा?
He did damage. He did damage. That's the important thing. Oh, he's down to 56. Okay, so Kelly, even though he failed, he still did the damage. 2 versus 1. The fight's not over.
Yeah, not just yet. It is a 1v2. He's alive. Crystal's alive, but so is Satoshi. He's been great on map 1, and he's looking to do the same on map 2. But he's confused about Crystal's position right now. Does readjust, and Crystal most likely will now be confused. Did he cross over to side? Did he actually tuck in behind the box? And Crystal's rethinking his steps. He's gonna go back. He's gonna find him, but it's gonna be Satoshi who shuts him straight down.
मेरे प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत नहीं जाती.
From the Omen, as once again he's there to save Rare Adam.
How's your preparation going on? Rishi bhai going crazy, but
the biggest, you know, the big brain read.
main problem was that कि मेरे को sensi find करनी है अपनी new 800 DPI पे. Right now I'm playing on so 1600 DPI, but मेरे को 800 DPI पे अपनी sensi find करनी है.
Opponent's neural theft, and then this one. How does that happen? Absolutely insane from Satoshi. Right?
IGL for a reason, bro.
Last shot on Crystal.
मैं IGL for a reason हूँ. मैंने predict करा होगा, मतलब होगा.
Oh,
this is real life. Okay, there's a play from Raze.
PMT है, call मिल गई.
The Dinosaur Drift. I was gonna say overdrive for a second, but he's got cleared off the B side completely. And the rest of his team actually can join him because B main is completely clear at the moment. But look at Global Esports. They've actually called in. That smoke might help them isolate this fight. Poppy will lose his life. The swing out comes in finally. Kelly does trade him out. And now it's going to be Patrick to pick up that weapon. He's got a showstopper coming his way. And that's going to just obliterate him. But Kelly's still standing strong. Doing a little bit work for what he missed out on the previous round. It is a 2 versus 3. Make that a 1 versus 3. And it's all left on Yuratan. This Crystal could not stand his ground on Heaven. He's been spotted now.
करा ऋषि
Go
भाई.
back up. Hoping that somebody just walks into his crosshair. And it's
करा
रक्षित
भाई करा. और मेरे को एक चीज के बारे में पता चला, DPI और sensitivity के बीच में फर्क पता चला.
Yeah, that's a pretty big.
जो DPI है वो movement speed depend करती है, और जो sensitivity है वो आपका
again
जो recoil होती है उसमें help करती है. Sensitivity है, game sensitivity.
Couple of rounds. Again, granted, it was
तो लोग DPI कम रखते हैं, sensitivity ज़्यादा रखते हैं,
ताकि
ये चीज़ उल्टा काम करे. तो आपका recoil easy हो जाता है, recoil easy हो जाता है, और आपकी sensitivity high हो जाती है. हाई मतलब जितने पे आप रिफ्लेक्स कर सको. तो अभी मेरा मेन मोटिव ये है कि 800 DPI पे मेरे को 0.4 से स्टार्ट करके सेंसिटिविटी ढूंढनी है. कोच ने मुझे जब मैंने अपना e-sport जर्नी स्टार्ट करी थी, मेरे को जब भी बोला था कि प्लीज सर्च ऑन 800 DPI, बट मैंने कहा था कि आई एम गुड एट दिस. ऋषि भाई लेजिटली बोलूं तो क्लियर करने लायक है, मैं कर लूंगा इस बार. इस बार मतलब पहली बार ही दूंगा, मैं कर लूंगा, इतना कॉन्फिडेंस है ऋषि भाई. और
but no, they're going to go straight out from Heaven. Zay, first point of contact, has one player, but Kelly and Patrick just find gaps in these little pushes that Rare Adam are making, and it's just little bit decision mismatch.
क्या होता है रक्षित भाई, अभी तो कोच की बात सच हुई है, तो अभी मुझे 800 DPI पे 0.4 से लेके स्टार्ट करना होगा, सर्च करना अपनी सेंसिटिविटी. फ्लैट है क्या? हाँ बड़ी फ्लैट है. Don't get overstarred, but ऋषि भाई वही है, but I'm getting stats and
how did I was about to ask, like, was there
कोई झूठ बोलूं,
was there a shock or a recon dart that exposed one of the players?
प्रेशर तो फील कर रहा हूँ फैमिली प्रेशर के चक्कर में, और स्ट्रेस तो नॉर्मल है, हो जाता है. You have to do it this time. पहली बार ही है और इसी बार में करना है, यही मेरा मोटिव है.
Now they've actually gone past that Viper ult. Now anything could be possible. Rare Adam could be in your spawn. They could be anywhere because Kelly's already called us out. But the B main control as a reaction to that mid take is going to come through. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but Satoshi doubles up once again. Crystal's already pretty darn low, and he's going to win this fight. He returns the favor for that clutch that he lost, and now he's going to just drone out to make sure that he's clearing off his backlines. The side is open. There is a teleport that comes in close. He spots him out. The shield from the region might help him here take this fight, but no.
देखो अब रीजन शील्ड काम करेगी, दोबारा आ गई.
And now we're Adam.
जो अहमदाबाद वाले कॉलेज का क्या
somehow still works out for them though. As Yurotan is left alone, and he's got Zay to look upon, open this cam, still wins that though.
I have forced to be give the exam, और जहाँ नंबर आएगा वहाँ मुझे 1v2 क्या निकलेगा?
Ooh, no sound from Udotan here. I was about to say.
What? Hey, yo, that is crazy, dude.
What the fuck?
Clap, sorry.
What the fuck, Udotan?
With the parkour, man. 1 versus 1 uses the neural theft.
What
Gets
the
information.
fuck,
Now he knows
Udotan?
where Minato is hunkered down here. 1 versus 1.
भाई ये क्या है? Oh
amazing.
भाई.
Oh my god! Udo-san!
Chill, relax my
oh
little
my
brother.
gosh, just how good that jump over the tripwire was.
Clutch.
Jeez. Whew.
Happy.
Man, that is one of the cleanest pieces of movement I've
ये
seen
पॉइंटर है.
in any professional game of Valorant. That was
भाई
incredible.
क्या था movement?
So clean and catches the rope right just before he drops down and wins the round with absolute style. He's
Why
like,
Udotan got crazy?
he should be so proud of himself for doing that.
Oh hell yeah. That was he can he can just put it on his highlight reels and on like YouTube or something. He's gonna
ऋषि भाई यही बात है बस.
100,000 views in like 1 day.
Easy.
Crazy. Easy.
हाँ, chat जो भी ना
Touchdown.
make sure
Alright,
like this
6-5.
stream.
Last round of the first half, both teams getting shook by each other. I love this. This is neck and neck, honestly. And we've been seeing such different ways of playing Valorant from both sides. And we're going to see something different again from Rare Adam here.
Oh, so look at that setup. The rolling thunder, the flashes, the catch out. Kelly has completely caught with his pants open on rafters, blinded and stunned as well. And Patrick here a little bit worried about mid. He needs to check this corner. Will he? Yes, he will. You are not aware of this, but look at how quickly Global Esports have turned this around. Somehow Minato's left alone, but he's pulled out 3 of his own. He's going to have a little bit of trouble from heaven. And it's only Crystal in a 1v1 chunk of damage. He's going to have to let Minato get away, maybe take the spike. 50 seconds of the round here, and Crystal's just going to reposition and go back towards A.
Ooh. So this is kind of good because it does
क्या
allow
कर रहा है
you to
रेस?
rotate back all the way through spawn. And it is a 1 versus 1, right? So you do want the 50-50 of just
30 seconds
knowing if your opponent is either going to go to A or the B site.
Try to
There-
put
I
some
mean,
mini
there's no time for
Zarax.
Minato to
अरे
go
ऋषि
around,
भाई
though,
नहीं.
but it does make him
पहला जूता
kind of,
उतरवा के भी check करते हैं.
frantic of where Crystal is going to go. Now that Crystal's heard that, he knows exactly where the fight's going to
अंगूठी
be.
कुछ
Now the
भी
1 versus
ज्वेलरी हो
1's
वो
flipping out.
वेयर करना.
Oh,
बेल्ट.
timing's gonna be crucial here.
भाई
That's perfect,
क्रिस्टल
man. He repositioned and Minato
the
just had
clutch king.
absolutely no clue where Crystal was going to be coming from.
Yeah, but how quickly did this round turn around from Unitas double to Patrick finding that kill on towards mid? The re-clearance, really important. I love the fact that Patrick just decided to just check that cubby, because most usually if you find that nobody's towards mid, nobody's around those, main angles, sometimes it goes unchecked. But
ऋषि
really
भाई
good
मैंने
stuff here
कभी
from
भी
Global
try
Esports.
नहीं करा.
I wish you could have seen what exactly Yuratan did to get those double kills. But hey, Global Esports take the double
पढ़ने
and
में
they're
वैसे
going in
भी
the
अच्छा
second
नहीं हो
half
ऋषि.
with the minimal of 2 rounds in their bag. Yeah, I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah. Nah, it's totally fine, man. This game makes us lose our train of thought. There's been some banger rounds. I gotta say as well, crazy good setup from Rare Adam there. I think the follow-up was just the thing that really kind of struggled as well, right? We were talking about how this is the face-off is for Global Esports to really hone in this new roster, but in this specific series, it's also for Rare Adam to kind of iron out the kinks, right?
True. Initial mid contact once again.
क्या
for the
लगता है
smoke
chat कौन
as they
जीतेगा?
try to maybe break out that tripwire that's been placed by Ueyo. Satoshi's on the other end of it, and he's expecting. Yep, he spots the head, and Yutatan delivers it right back to him.
ये
As
एक
a
बात
ghost
बताओ,
makes him
आपने
feel a
गार्डियन
little
तो
nutty. Yutatan's consistently
ग्रेजुएशन
been
कर ही
fragging out for
रखी है,
his
तो
team
आप
in the
3
entire
ईयर
first
वाला
half, and he
है.
continues to do it. And RA getting antsy for information. They want the information on B main, and they're gonna put in bodies for it. This is exactly
But वो
what
मैं
Jimmy
preparation
mentioned,
के लिए
that's
दे रहा हूँ.
right,
बाकी
that
I'm
once
trying
they
for that
lose
ही
out
bro.
on a couple
3 year
of places
LLB.
in the map, they're gonna start putting bodies to commit for information, and that's exactly what RA did. And Global Esports was just ready for it at the right place at the right time.
One enemy remaining.
Sure, and it's not over just
No
yet.
ऋषि भाई.
One more, actually.
I have
one
no
more
friends.
minute, though. That's
What
gonna
a
hurt.
clean round. Wait, did nobody
Yeah.
take damage the entire round?
Looks like no. Wow. Okay, so look at this replay real quick. That was a fraction of like vision for Rudatan there, and he still gets the kill. And of course, that good set of string of takeouts on B main, and just everything just followed through, right? So so far, Global Esports getting a good swing on the second half. And they're not wasting any time here, man. They're buying up
नहीं
as
ऋषि भाई
many rifles as they can, and again hunkering down on that region shield, as we've seen like 4
होता
people
है ऐसा बट
on this round for.
मेरे को इस चीज़
GE.
पे है कि
Yeah.
किसी की सीट खराब करनी
Couple of pistols to
करना है
work with here for Adam. Initial smoke towards A to keep off control, and they know that Yuratan, he's basically a resident sleeper on this A main side when he's playing on attack, and Satoshi's keeping a keen eye on him. And
अपनी
Yuratan's
knowledge
actually
की
been allowed
रक्षित
to
भाई
crawl in. Okay, the smoke comes
विल
back.
विन हाँ ऑफ कोर्स ऋषि
Getting up close. There's one, and Yuratan not making it easy for this Chinese team here. He finds a second as well, right on heaven as the A side opened up. And while I understand that the chat wants to see Bind and they want Rare Adam to win, I don't think Jugi's given any instructions for the team to slow down no matter what the score is. 13-1, 13-5, it doesn't matter. It's just going to be brute forcing their way. By the looks of it, I don't think we're going to see Bind today. Dude, what do you think, Azrai?
I don't know. It's not too early, but not too late to say either. So I have no idea, man. Because Rare Adam, they've surprised us with a couple of like really good rounds at the first half. Minato's been doing a lot.
Juvenile
Toshi
like this
has had some has had some stellar clutch rounds. So if a mixture of those two get into the swing of things in this second half, maybe. Single controller on bind.
Okay, yeah, no, let's not go there. Let's not go there.
Okay.
Try
I think we will very
open
well
your center
roll.
don't ask tell it
Okay.
Yeah.
Single controller bind is
we
never
like
coming back.
the Astro. We like the
ऋषि भाई
Viper.
क्या
There's a lot
समझा
of
नहीं
Yep, exactly.
what do you call this? Utility variants you can play with this, right? And that's the reason why
Yep.
Global Esports has such a good control of that first and second half, just because of how good Astro
कल से
supports and
better
how
kill
good
रही है
Viper can hold a sight.
split
Yutan, his trip's been broken, and they're just gonna get back instantly after giving that pressure on him to make sure that he has to commit himself to get that fight. But a reaction instant towards mid-region to take on Vents, and they've sent Patrick to do that job. Minato, is he gonna be checked? Yes, he is, and he readjusts perfectly. Cage has gone up, now they're gonna be confused. Zay needs to be careful whether or not he's crossed on over to the site or has he coming close to him. At the same time, Global Esports just keeping the
हाँ
pressure
ऋषि
on
भाई ये तो
ramp as well, but Zay takes out Yuratan. That makes it a little bit
पता है
easier
यार
for them. Back towards B they go. The commitment from Midnight only good for one, as Global Esports still maintaining that equilibrium of men on either side. 3 versus 3. But the A side currently, by the way, is open. And Crystal already making his way there. Maybe it's a fake. I'm not sure if it's a spike. Still on B heaven. And Rare Adam are falling for this.
भाई क्या फेक कर रहे हैं लोग
Yeah, Crystal is super low though, so him falling down is going to be quite a bit of an
भाई
issue.
करने क्या
Wow, what a
kill
trap from
था
Kelly Ass, just trap and confidence from him, just immediately
planted.
shutting down UAO.
Last
3 versus
player
2.
standing.
3 versus 1. I'm just counting numbers now.
ऐसे ऋषि
Satoshi, once again, your team
3v1
calls upon you.
ये
You've
कर
done a
सकता है
1v3
बंदा
before, and this is
Women
pretty
कर
doable as well.
सकता है,
Poppy's down half
tragically.
HP. Kelly is the only healthy one pretty much to fight here, and Crystal's on one. One paranoia could change this. If he paranoias the backside and takes a fight out swing wide, he could win this one, but he's going to tap the spike first? No, he's going to look for the angles. If the
Arre
first will
yaar.
not connect the second,
anti
Crystal was there as well at the right time to cover him up from main. Almost impossible to win that round. 10-5, and anybody and everybody who asked about the map of bind and said that we should play single controller on Viper, you guys are tyrants. I do not like trauma. Please stay away from me. Do not mention anything about single controller Viper because I don't.
अपडेट है ना
It
रक्षित
never
भाई
happened. What are you talking about? Azor was not there in the VC specific desk when it happened. Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
You know, yeah. Now you get what we're talking about. Yeah, that.
Yeah,
that.
I
Now
remember
he
now,
got
I
it.
remember.
Okay.
Okay, I thought.
समझ रहा हूँ ऋषि भाई
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, there you go. Good
Speaking
contact
of
at the very
trauma.
start, though. Can they pick that up? Yeah, no, they can't pick up the weapon at least. But it's a good 4 versus 5 aggressive stance there from Rare Adam.
Midnight, ready for the contact. He's got his stun. He's gonna jump peek once again. Needs information. He's got nothing to work with here. Satoshi coming in to help him out, but the smoke's gone down. They set up Kelly S for that Vent's position, and he's actually going to be able to re-clear so much of this. They're going to follow them through. They're going to run in, give a little bit of sound. Now they're aware of the
बहुत
fact
चीज़ों
that
में
Vents
चेंज
has
हुआ है.
control of
फैंटम में
Esports, but
160
B
डैमेज कर
is where
दिया है, वही
majority of the
वाला जो
attention now
140
is
था,
spanning towards from GE.
जो 124 था उसे 140 कर दिया है रेंज.
Okay.
फैंटम
At
बफ
least
हुआ
this
है,
does give
नियॉन
some
नर्फ हुआ है,
information, right,
साइफर
on how they're gonna
नर्फ
be
हुआ है,
approaching. Do they have
और एस्ट्र नहीं
this
ग्लोब
breaks down. There it is.
ग्लोब में
Breaks down.
चेंजेस
The
हुए
door
हैं,
is
डेडलॉक
all
में
gonna be into
चेंजेस हुए हैं.
Minato, but unfortunately UAO just could not give that
30 seconds
support to his teammate. Goes out.
और किस में था?
And now it's Raze.
Ooh.
And Poppy's just
Just
cleaning up
2v2.
house. This is just
Might be
2 versus
happen.
2. Still not done yet. Big flash
Yeah.
coming in from Satoshi as well from B main. So there is possibility right now for this round to still swing the favor for
और
Adam. There's
वो जो
still no
स्प्रे
spike
कंट्रोल
being
था
planted down.
उसमें चेंज हुआ है.
And one more crystal. My God, 9 seconds, man. He's gotta have to do something right here and now.
Oh, that's actually a great plan from him as well. Unless, of course, he's been spotted. Yeah, he knows he's here. But Crystal going to reposition pretty quickly on towards spawn. He's got a drone to play. He's got a shock dart as well. But he's just going to escape on towards heaven. The repositioning is going to be paramount here. Does
Half
the
karna
Greeks
tha.
expect this? Midnight. He's not looking even in
Half karna tha.
remotely in the general
Difficult
direction. And Cristo once again with the clutch. Global Esports kind of almost let this slip
हाँ,
away.
ये वाला बहुत
losing
बड़ा
2
update
players
है.
As soon as they entered that B site, where Adam had a good chance. to
Neon
actually
को
make
nerf
this,
कर
you know,
दिया.
work. But that cosmic divide actually helped break that
और,
crossfire between Satoshi and Midnight because he couldn't come out of heaven.
ब्रीच
and even
स्टन्स,
though Poppy went
एस्ट्रा
down, the trade was
स्टन्स, इन सब
instantaneous,
में
and Cristo, at
जेट
the right
डैश जो
moment,
होता था वो
decided to
नॉर्मली हो
rotate
जाता था,
around and
वो
call the
नहीं
fake,
होगा.
the bluff
डैश
on
की
the
रेंज
tap
कम कर
spike.
दिया है
Perfect
स्टन
once
होने के
again
बाद.
from Global Esports.
और
Yeah, the problem right here for for Rare Adam, I think is
डेडलॉक अल्ट में
you're in
एक
that spot now where you're
बफ
just
था
getting
उसे
into your
ठीक
head,
कर दिया है.
right? It's just messing you up. Like he would have probably expected as well the rotation from Crystal if he waited for like 5 seconds and no one was there. But this is just brutal here for Rare Adam. Oh.
Yeah.
भाई वो 58 एचपी.
Okay. They're just steamrolling them down right now, and it's gonna be Zay and UAO.
I
the
don't
only
want
ones
to
left, and
take
they've been spotted as well.
too
The neural
bad,
death
but
gives enough information. A
forget
little
everything.
too confident here.
नियॉन
Patrick
को क्यों? रक्षित
doesn't
भाई
have
जरूरी था,
overcommitted.
उसके बाद भी ऐसा
Overstayed as
परफॉर्म
well
कर
from
रहा
there,
है.
and they're gonna go for the save now as match
और
point.
एक पॉइंट
Purge is
और
pretty
चेंज
quick.
करा है. जो स्प्रे ट्रांसफर और उन सब
Save the
में
weapon if they can.
वो था, वो सारी चीज़ों में चेंज कर दिया.
Yeah. that's
नहीं
probably
ऋषि
gonna-
भाई,
this is gonna
इन
be
चीज़ों से
tough
तो
for
मैं
sure.
हर
It's just
घंटे डील कर
the
रहा
way that
हूँ.
they're playing is just to
It's
try
not
to
difficult
save the
for-
weapon for as long as possible. Although Raze could lose this operator.
Oh भाई, nice
Yeah,
shot.
he's
Yeah.
gonna lose it. Global Esports are not backing down. They've got money for days, so they're not, too afraid of
Sure.
breaking the bank for as many runs as possible.
आज
At
दोनों
least for
मैच
the next
इजी गए
2 at the
यार.
bare minimum. But this is so far been a statement from Global Esports compared to after what happened yesterday.
क्या बोलते हो चैट? आज ही फाइंड करी जाए
a
सेंसी.
definite different swing. I wonder if Poppy's gonna, pick up that operator for his for maybe Patrick here. Just kind of wondering, right?
रक्षित भाई,
And it was-
चाइना की
that was a
third
clean
most-
like the drop from
most
Satoshi
top
to
team है,
just try to
third
deal with
most.
Patrick, and it just did nothing.
Mhm.
Really cleared up the sight. Now, I don't know if they can swing. one more
पापी
round.
इसी टीम में खेलता था जो इस टाइम जी में खेल रहा है. करो करो, मुझे भी सिखाओ. क्या सिखाओ रक्षित
Global
भाई?
Esports definitely has full control of this game.
Yep, by a distance at that as well. A final desperate attempt to try and maybe keep things intact. They do have the dimensional drift, if at all. They want to get some control, some information, just, find out where these Global Esports players are situated. But Zay's just going to hold on. He's got a
क्रिस्टल
flash
भाई,
in his
इतना
hand,
पैसा
he's
घर
got
लेके जाओगे?
his breach alongside the double flash, but it doesn't matter. Not a single player blinded, and Crystal just taps him straight down. And that's going to be a big ultimate. taken
सेंसी
away.
फाइंड
Could be
सिखाऊं
the
आपको?
beginning of the end as well.
करो, बताओ
That gives
रक्षित भाई,
Crystal
करो
a
आज
Hunter's
स्ट्रीम.
Fury as well. So Global Esports have now 2 big win conditions to finish off this game right here, right now.
Urutan
भाई उधर तो
also
क्रॉस कर
slowly
गया.
creeping up here, possibly to get some control on that A site. If Satoshi doesn't actually catches this, there's a possibility where Urutan just pushes all the way through spawn, and this gets completely undetected by Rare Adam. That, or he just waits and just lurks and just sees if he's the one who's going to be able to get a free kill potentially. Crystal just rips out the ultimate, can't find UAO, who does have a sick setup here at the back of the B site.
Yeah, Unicorns found one more and towards mid though, and that's gonna give them the opening on.
अभी बता तो रक्षित भाई किस टाइम स्ट्रीम करूँगा.
Unicorn's gonna take care of him. Satoshi does deploy the paranoia, but it's not gonna be enough. The pressure is too high, and the B side has to be given away. They relinquish control, and here comes the overdrive to finish things off. It seems Minato's gonna hold on as. He's gonna wait for Yutatown to come in from behind him, and it's not gonna be needed. It seems Crystal through the smoke once again finds the first and Yutatown to finish it off. A statement victory from Global Esports here, ladies and gentlemen.
I think you need to.
As they finish off the series 2-0, 13-1, and 13-5.
Yeah, decisive, and this is exactly this is what Global Esports definitely wanted for an outcome.
कितना time हो रहा है?
All of their ideas coming in
4 बजना.
and just working the pieces that they have placed into certain roles have been just kind of working.
हाँ ऋषि भाई सोच रहा हूँ थोड़ा खेल लूँ.
I gotta say the clutch factor for Global
थोड़ा
Esports
sensi find करूँ.
in this entire series has just been phenomenal, right? Everybody has just been putting up a lot of the work, and it really just goes to show. And I gotta say, this Global Esports definitely did
यार
not,
जो भी ना make sure like this too.
went above and beyond in this series.
Absolutely. Also, I'm going to give a shout out to Rare Adam as well. It's a team that's been recently formed, and they still agreed to come and participate in Face Off. You know, yeah, they will probably be sad after this loss, but hey, it's just a show match. It's for you to work out what exactly, you know, you can and cannot put on the server. And I'm really glad that, you know, they've come here, given us their time to play against Global Esports, to show our audience, you know, a variety of different things that they've been doing in China as well. And hopefully this time around, even with this new roster that Rare Adam have got, they can make it to Ascension once again like they did last time. And maybe, who knows, this time go above and beyond and win it as well as compared to the second place from the previous time. So thank you so much, Rare Adam, for joining us as well.
Crystal फिर से top पे है उदोतान के लिए.
Overall, Global Esports, team effort, man. Clear team effort.
Playing good.
Yeah.
स्लो चैट मैं स्ट्रीम एंड करता हूँ. रक्षित भाई सुनो, ऋषि भाई सुनो, मैं ये स्ट्रीम एंड करता हूँ और 5 से 10 मिनट में एक और स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ फाइंडिंग सेंसी टाइटल से. तो आप लोग उस पे आओ, ठीक है? ठीक है चैट, आप लोग उस पे मिलो मुझे. मैं 5 से 10 मिनट के अंदर स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ.